Okay, everybody, this is card 1 from the Haunts and Harvest Paper Pumpkin Kit for September 2021. This is the first card we're going to make. See if I can get it up there a little bit better for you. You will start with the kit that has the supplies in it. And for this kit, you're going to use a piece of the papaya or soft succulent treat bag. First of all, we've got a 11 by 4 1/4 inch thick paper. We're going to fold that in half. Now, when you're working with paper in this direction of a fold, you're kind of folding across the grain. So if you notice that you get these little like fray marks where the paper's bent, or well, it's on my card pretty good. You see how you get these little marks in there? Just go ahead and fold it back in on itself and burnish your fold like that, and then that won't be noticeable. Then you should have a 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece of crumb cake. I probably ran it through the stitched greenery die for you. If you're in the house, you might just have to do that yourself. So I'm going to adhere that down now onto the front. Like so. I wasn't a big fan of these treat boxes, so I tried to make other things, and it was very hard to come up with stuff. But I've cut a tag from the Tailored Tags dies. It's the largest. There's 2 different designs, and it's the largest of the design that has a little ornateness to the top. And let me get my blending brush. I used a little bit of crumb cake around the edges of the tag, so you can, I don't have a piece of scrap paper here. Yes, I do. You can just blend with a brush, your sponges, whatever you got handy, and just put a little bit of color along the edges, and I'd say even go through the center a little bit just to muddy it up so that the papaya, the pale papaya, is so like stark up against the rest. So I did that on there, and then I also am going to do the same thing on that little fingerling thing that I told you that you needed. I'm going to go ahead and just put down some crumb cake on top of that. It's going to also muddy that up, but I wanted it to bring the flower or the leaf pattern, change the color of the leaf pattern. So that was the goal there. So go ahead and do that next. Then I can put my paper aside. I went ahead and I cut this down. I cut it down so that it was about I think I'm going to end up about 3/4 of an inch wide, but just going to put it, oh, you probably can't see that, can you? Just going to put it on your trimmer, and then just trim to where you can get some straight lines. Okay. And we'll put this side on, I'll flip it over. that. Doesn't look like I got that line very straight. I'm going to cock a little bit. See if I can straighten that up. Still looks a little crooked. Then just go ahead and cut the cut a straight edge along the bottom. Go ahead and cut off where the curvature starts. And hopefully we've got straight. Let me put it up here and see what it looks like. I always measure or put it up against the edge of my trimmer by the where the line goes down, so I can see how if I got it straight or not, or how bad it looks off. Then I happen to have one of these punches. I don't have the name of it on the back. I think they're still in the catalog. But they're one of those adjustable ones. So go ahead and slide it in, and then I turn it upside down so that I could see where it's going. And then because it's not quite like wide enough to be sliding in the grooves, I hold it and then just eyeball where I'm like punching to get a feel for, see that, and get a feel for how off you are. Or that looks a little better. So then we're going to trim that off, and then we're gonna, as you can see, we're going to angle our tag on the front of the card, and then in your little envelope of goodies, you should have a little tiny orange circle like that one. Go ahead and put a little bit of glue. I'm going to put a little bit of glue, I don't know where. Let me see how bad it comes out. I've been struggling with this glue the last couple days. I squeeze it and then I get way too much out. It just doesn't flow out as easily as what I see it flow for some other people, and it's just me, I know, but I'm going to lay that circle over the opening. Now this little circle is part of the tag die, so I cut those out of a different pumpkin pie. And then go ahead and feed your ribbon through the hole. Should have given you a long enough piece of ribbon that you can double it up at the end and then tie a knot in it, like so, and then just walk your knot down the string to wherever you want it to end. Don't pull it real tight till you get it where you want it. Then I'm going to go ahead and trim off those tails, and then this ribbon unweaves real easy, so I just yanked it, go way down as far as you want it to start, and then start pulling apart, and it will come apart. I attached this tag flat to the card, so go ahead and do that next. And I put it at a little bit of an angle, like so. Then you should have a piece of white in your envelope. I used the thank you from the kit, the stamps that came in the kit, and I have Cajun Craze ink. I'm just going to put a thank you on there, like so. And then I just cut it off, whatever length you want to put it. I gave you hopefully a little bit of extra paper to stamp on, and then you can just cut it off wherever you want it. And then pop it up on this little tag with a dimensional or two, or however you want to do it. You know me and my love of cutting them, so I'm going to cut mine in half and place them long ways. Gives it a lot of coverage. And then I'm going to, well, let me put this on next. I'm going to glue this tag down flat. And I want it to go all the way over to the edge and then come across into the tag, the big tag. And then I'm going to put this in the center somewhere off on there like that. And then also in your kit you should have 4 leaves. Make sure they all fall out of the envelope. I'm going to go ahead and pick these little centers out before I keep going. And since I'm almost done with them, I will show you how easy this pick tool works. If you are in need of something to help you to get the flinklets out, this is your guy right here, the U-Pick tool. I'm using the pokey end, but there's the putty end to pick up little stuff with, and it's a really handy little gadget. So what I've got now is all of my leaves picked out, meaning the little centers are picked out. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue them down, and I'm going to try and copy the order that I put them on my other card because I spent a while trying to figure out the best layout, but obviously this is just a suggestion. So I want to go up onto this tag a little bit, and then just go ahead and arrange your leaves however else you want them on the. I tried to bring all the stems kind of into the same location so that they'll get covered up with that jewel that you also have in your kit. And I'm going to go over here now to my snail stuff because that glue's making a little extra mess, and I'm getting down to where I don't want that extra adhesive going on there. So I just kind of laid them kind of in a circle, I guess. Fanned them out a little bit. They're not really in a circle, but I wanted to make sure that they were kind of all encompassing. And then also you should have this super old embellishment that I found in my drawer that I just realized I didn't use very much, and I had a ton of them. And how cool would that look right there to cover up all my stems? So I'm pushing down on it because my stems are a little bit thick. So maybe spread your stems out a little bit, or pop part of it up on a dimensional. But there you go. There's our first card.